Shalom, shalom, Israel. I'm SOT-𐤉𤒄𐤄𤒄.
SOT-𐤉𤒄💉
SOT-𐤉𤒄💉.
And today we come with another video. Of course, as I usually like to open my videos, I want to first off give all honor, glory, and praise unto Yahweh, Bahashem Mashiach Yahushai, and hope that this video will find you in good health and be edifying to your learning, right? In today's video, we're just going to be going into Proverbs 7, right? Talking about what should be on a young man's mind. When Solomon wrote Proverbs 7, he wrote it for you young men out there to really key in and know what you should be having on your mind. So, I'm not going to beat around the bush. We're going to get straight into it. I'm going to just start reading at Proverbs 7, right? Actually, let me get a reader. Yaikwa, you got Proverbs 7?
Count out of one.
All right, start reading at verse 1.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 7, verse 1. My son, keep my words and lay up my commandments with thee. Keep my commandments and live, and my law as the apple of thine eye. Bind them upon thy fingers. Write them upon the table of thine heart.
Okay, right? In the first line, right? And Yaikwa, you got to read with some power. I put some power into that reading, brother. All right?
Count out of one.
Right here in the first line, what Solomon is saying is he's recanting the words of the Most High, right? If you know the scriptures, you know Deuteronomy 30 and verse, I believe 15 through 19. Y'all can go look it up, right? I'm not gonna have a brother find it for me. I'm gonna have y'all go look it up. People at home watching, y'all gotta be studious, right? So y'all gotta know what I'm talking about. But if you understand Deuteronomy 30 and 19, the Most High gave you a choice, right? That choice is to keep the commandments and live or die, right? And so here, right? Here Solomon is saying, keep my commandments and live, right? Keep the Most High commandments and live. And my laws as the apple of thine eye. He's telling you the words of the Most High to keep the commandments of the law. Like, keep the commandments of the Lord and his laws and love it as the apple of thine eye, right? As a jewel unto your sight, something that you're well pleased in, not as just something to cast off, right? That's how he opens up Proverbs 7, right? And then in verse 3, he proceeds to say, bind them upon thy fingers, write them upon the table of thine heart. If you understand what the heart is your mind, right? The heart is your mind. So he's really saying when he says to write them on the tables of your heart, make sure they're in your mind daily. Don't let them be away from the table of your heart. Like, imagine a table with a bowl of fruit on it. Always make sure that bowl of fruit's there. If that table is your mind, make sure that bowl of fruit is always there. Don't ever go a day where that bowl of fruit isn't well taken care of, where that bowl of fruit is off that table. Make sure the table of your mind always has that bowl of fruit, which is the law on it. Right? Any brothers got precepts?
Count out of one. Count out of one. I got Deuteronomy chapter 6, verse 8 and 9.
Bring that up.
And it reads, and thou shalt bind them for a sign upon thy hand, and they shall be as frontlets between thine eyes. And thou shalt write them upon the posts of thy house and on thy gates. So what the Adawan is talking about, when we read the word, when we study this word, how we keep the commandments and live is by meditating on this word day and night. This is how we write them upon the tablets of our heart, which is our mind. We meditate them on day and night. Even when I'm at work, I'm thinking about the word. I'm thinking about the precepts. I'm thinking about the commandments. So it keeps me in tune with the spirit of the Most High, because I'm thinking about what am I doing that is pleasing to the Most High. If I'm going off, I pull my phone out, I get into those scriptures. meditating on it day and night. This is how I write them upon the tablets of my heart. And I'll yield with that.
SOT-𐤉𐤄𐤄.
Con, go
Quick
ahead.
precept. Quick precept to let me back on what the brother was just saying. This is going into, this is the book of Sirach, chapter 6, and verse 37. Let thy mind be upon the ordinances of the Lord, and meditate continually in his commandments. He shall establish thy heart and give thee wisdom at thine own desire. So like the brother was just going into, hey, you got to keep your mind stayed and focused on the laws and commandments. That is so crucial in today's times, because there's so many things that take your mind away from that. There's so many things that Satan is using, so many devices that he has that's trying to take your mind and remove them from off what it should be. And that's wisdom and the fear of the Lord and keeping his commandments. With that, I yield.
And so the very beginning of Proverbs, right? Solomon is telling you, and he's recanting the words of the Lord to always keep the law on your mind, which ultimately is wisdom. That's why he goes on to say what he says in verse 4. Read that and I see.
God, this is the book of Proverbs, chapter 7 and verse 4. Say unto wisdom, thou art my sister, and call understanding thy kinswoman, that they may keep thee from the strange woman, from the stranger which flattereth with her words.
Now that's the thing, right? He's teaching this for a point, right? He's teaching this for a point. He opens up to let you know what the right way is, right? The right way to choose life, to value the commandments as the apple of thine eye, to have wisdom, which, if you understand what wisdom is, it's the fear of the Lord and the keeping of the commandments, right? He's to say, have that as like your sister, as your kinswoman, as your family. Don't be a stranger to them. Be like family, like your big sis, like your little sis, like you know her, and like y'all be running together, right? Y'all is family. Y'all not strangers. Because if you're family to wisdom, that's gonna keep you away from the strange. And we're gonna see through Proverbs 7, I believe it's a parable, right, of what he's seen a man do when he went unto the strange woman, and what the outcome of that is, right? So let's keep reading in verse 6, right? Pick that back up, Nancy.
Contra 1, verse 6. For the Lord giveth wisdom, out of his mouth cometh knowledge and understanding. He layeth up sound wisdom.
Proverbs 7 and 6.
Oh, SOT-𐤉𤄉𝐄.
you was going to a precept. You're good. You're good. Ready.
I flipped to the wrong page. This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 7 and verse 6. For at the window of my house I looked through my casement, and beheld among the simple ones, I discerned among the youths a young man void of understanding, passing through the street near her corner, and he went the way to her house.
So what Solomon is seeing here, he's seeing a young man, right, out of his window blinds. You know, I'm nosy. I'm a nosy Jake, so I'll be looking at my window blinds sometimes. I'm not saying Solomon's nosy. Let me stop playing, right? What we see here is we see Solomon, he looks out his windows and he sees a young man. And the young man, he's void of understanding. Right? If we understand what it means to be void of understanding, he's not walking in the right way. That brother is just out in the street. That's something that's very common among my generation of young men, right? So this is something that applies to a lot of us to this day. But he's seeing this young man and he's walking this path. This path is leading unto the way of the strange woman. And let's see what happens to this man that is led unto that path. Right? Keep reading.
Contra 1. Verse number 9. In the twilight, in the evening, in the black and dark night, and behold, there met a woman with the entire and behold, there met a woman with the attire of an harlot and subtile of heart. She is loud and stubborn. Her feet abide not in her house.
right? So what happened is that man went the path of the strange woman, and she met him there, right? And the strange woman is a woman who is loud and stubborn and clamorous, right? She's a woman that does not abide in her house. She dressed as like a harlot. Put it in modern terms, she dressed like a hoe, right? And she's just outside. That's all this is really saying. Put it in modern terms. She outside and she dressed like a hoe.
Slack it on.
Mm-hmm.
Quick precept.
Come on, yeah, get your precept. I'll get it for you. What you want?
Can I get the book of Proverbs chapter 9 and verse number 1 and go down to verse 4. Let's see what wisdom is doing while we have this woman while we have our main woman with the tired of an harlot. Let's see how wisdom doing. Bring that out for me, King.
Come on. This is book of Proverbs chapter 9 and verse 1. Wisdom hath built her house. She hath hewn out her 7 pillars.
So while she's not abiding in her own household, hey, wisdom, she's at home. She's preparing a few things. Come on.
She hath killed her beast. She hath mingled her wine. She hath also furnished her table.
Come on.
She hath set forth her maidens. She hath cried upon the highest places of the city.
Come on.
Whoso is simple, let him turn in hither. As for him that wanteth understanding, she saith unto him.
So this is for somebody that wants understanding, meaning they lack understanding. Come on.
Come, eat of my bread, and drink of the wine which I have mingled.
Mm-hmm.
Forsake the foolish, and live, and
Come
go
on.
in the way of understanding.
What does it mean to be foolish? Proverbs chapter 1 and verse 7 Proverbs chapter 1 and verse 7 tells us to be foolish means that you despise wisdom. That's not for me to we're not gonna get the precept, but that's for you brothers and sisters at home to go check that out to see if that lines up. So like we see with this brother right here, this man, he's void of understanding. But the way that he really should have been going is the way to wisdom, the way to the fear of the Lord. But you see, he didn't go that way. So let's see what happens in this situation. We can go back to Proverbs chapter 7.
God, I'll pick back up in Proverbs 7. I'll read for you. Right?
So,
Proverbs chapter 7 and verse 12. Now is she without, now in the streets, and lieth in wait at every corner. So she caught him and kissed him, and with an imputed face she said unto him, I have peace offering with me. This day have I paid my vows. Therefore came I forth to meet thee diligently, to seek thy face, and I found thee.
She was stalking him kind of like in like a similar way to how Satan is as a roaring lion seeking whom he may devour. She says she was diligently seeking his face. But that's in the book of 1 Peter chapter 5 and verse 8. That's not, again, that's for you studious brothers and sisters at home to go check that out. Come on for me, Bubba Shop.
And also to your point as well, it plainly says she caught him. She caught him. She was seeking him diligently to catch him. Right? He's in a trap right now. Right? Remember that. He's trapped now. He went the way of the strange woman, and now he's trapped. Let's keep reading. Let's see more on what this has to say, right? 𝐤𤒄𤄒, pick up back reading.
I'll pick it up.
Come.
Adawan. What verse was that?
Verse 16.
First 15. Yeah. And it reads, Therefore came I forth to meet thee diligently, to seek thy face, and I have found thee. I have decked my bed with coverings of tapestry, with carved works, with fine linen of Egypt. I have perfumed my bed with myrrh, aloes, and cinnamon. Come, Let us take our fill of love until the morning. Let us solace ourselves with loves. For the goodman is not at home. He is gone a long journey.
Gone, right? So this strange woman ultimately is an adulterous woman. And it's a very dangerous trap. It's a very well calculated trap too. This brother went the way of the strange woman, and she met him in the way. She's dressed as a harlot, wearing clothes that is revealing and tantalizing to the eyes of the man. She's decked her bed with carvings and tapestries. It's a very beautiful setting, right? And it's perfumed, so it smells good. This is a trap that is entrapping all the senses, man. What brother is there that got in this kind of trap and can't get out? Right? And how could you not get trapped in this? This is a difficult trap. This is the master trap, right? But ultimately, that strange woman shows that she's an adulteress. And now she's calling this man to come have a feel of love with him. Now, seeing you had something?
SOT-𐤉𝐤𝐄𝐿. Actually, I'm gonna wait to bring it out. But
Come. Right? Let's keep reading to see what comes of this thing, right? Now he's in a trap, and it seems all good because, like, yo, she bad, it smells good, the tapestry. I thought I was caught by her, man. She really wanted me. Dang, this is an interesting situation I'm in. Brother don't really know.
SOT-𐤉𝐿. As a matter of fact,
Khan, I'll pick it up.
Actually, you do got something?
Connor the
All
one.
right, bring it up.
This is the book of 1 John, chapter 2, and verse number 15. Love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him. For in all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh, and the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life, is not of the Father, but is of the world. And the world passeth away, and the lust thereof. But he that doeth the will of God abideth forever. So understanding and wisdom would have told him this. But the thing is that because he didn't have that knowledge, because he didn't have that understanding on that, she played with that. She preyed on that. So she was able to allure to all those things and tempt him in all those points. So, but had he had the wisdom, had he had went into the way of wisdom, he would have had that understanding to know that these things are going to pass away, that the lust of these things are going to pass away. But if he does the will of the Most High, which is keeping his commandments, that he's going to abide forever. With that, I yield out of one.
God, you're exactly right. If he had done with Proverbs 7:1-3 has said, if he had done that, he wouldn't have been in that trap. That's why it's real key to pay attention to this, right? If you're doing this, you're not going to be able to get trapped like this. You're not going to be going that way. This is an example showing those who don't go that way, right? Those who don't follow Proverbs 7:1-4. But let's keep reading, right? 𤤉𤄎𝐿𝐿, you pick back up on the reading.
Khan Adawan. And this is verse 20. He hath taken a bag of money with him and will come home at the day appointed. With her much fair speech, she caused him to yield. With the flattering of her lips, she forced him. He goeth after her straightway, as an ox goeth to the slaughter, or as a fool to the correction of the stocks, till a dart strike through his liver, as a bird hasteneth to the snare, and knoweth not that it is for his life. Right.
They did their thing, man. They did their thing, but guess what? It wasn't as it seemed. That as soon as he went for it, it was a trap. Like a dart in his liver. He's stuck. He's stunned. He's trapped. Like a bird in a trap. Right? As an ox goeth to the slaughter, he realizes my death is upon me. because I've gone the way of this strange woman. With her fair speech, her flattering lips, it forced me. He had no more control over his way anymore. He went that way, and now guess what? You gotta stay that way. You went that way, now you gotta stay that way. You can't come back from that thing now. Now it's forced on you because you went that way. Right?
SOT-𐤉𝐤𝐄.
Mm-hmm.
This is the part that I wanted to get a verse on. This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 6, and verse number 32. But whoso committeth adultery with a woman lacketh understanding. He that doeth it destroyeth his own soul. So when he went into that way, the minute that he started going in the way of, the minute that he started wandering out of the way of understanding, and to go and to get himself into this situation, he was wandering out of the way and went to a path that would eventually destroy his own soul. Although his flesh, it may have perished, but more than likely, to those who die in their sins, amen, only the Most High can have that mercy on them. But verse number 33, it says, a wound and dishonor shall he get, and his reproach shall not be wiped away. So that's that wound right there that he got in the dark, straight to his liver, man. With that, I yield.
Excellent precept, an excellent point, right? That as soon as he went that way, he instantly, his soul was basically trapped. It was destroyed. He was finished. Right? And that he received that wound, that dart in the liver. Man. He was struck through his liver. That's what it's. Yeah, you got another precept point?
Caught it one.
Yeah, bring it up. Actually, I'll get the precept for you. What you want?
What you need, bro? I got it.
I just need Sirach chapter 21, and let's start off at verse number. Let's start off at verse 1. Let's see what he should have done, and we're gonna get a little bit more, but
okay.
I'm saying it's gonna go into a little bit more what he should have done, but this is what he really should have done. This is the book of Sirach chapter. Somebody give me the book of Sirach.
And this is the book of Sirach, chapter 21. You said starting at 1?
Connor.
Okay, gotcha. My son, hast thou sinned? Do so no more, but ask pardon for thy former sins.
Come on.
Flee from sin, as from the face of a serpent. For if thou comest too near it, it will bite thee. The teeth thereof are as the teeth of a lion, slaying the souls of men.
So what he should have done was flee from that kind of situation. He should have got up out of there, because he came too near it, and then it seduced him, and then it slayed his soul. It destroyed it. Come on, read it, verse 3.
All iniquity is as a two-edged sword, the wounds whereof cannot be healed.
That wound that he got from that adulterous situation, hey, that's it. That's a wound that, hey, the Bible says it better than me. And because he did that, hey, nobody's gonna pity him, because you're supposed to flee from sin as the face of a serpent. He played with that sin and he played with that iniquity. So therefore, nobody's going to pity him, because like the book of Sirach chapter 12 and verse 13 says, who will pity a charmer that is bitten with a serpent? So that's, again, we're not going to pull it, but that's for y'all to check that out at home. Now we can go back.
Hey, I see. I'm going to tell you, I was really about to pull it, but you got it.
If you want, you still can.
About to pull that, but
if you want, you still can.
Check that out. Y'all go find that for yourself. Go study for yourself.
God.
But let's finish out Proverbs 7, right? And I'm gonna finish out reading Proverbs 7. I'm gonna finish out reading Proverbs 7.
God.
So, verse 24. Hearken unto me now, therefore, O ye children, and attend to the words of my mouth. Let not thine heart decline to her ways, Go not astray to her paths, for she hath cast down many wounded, yea, many strong men have been slain by her. Her house is the way to hell, going down to the chambers of death. So the path of the strange woman in and of herself is an adulterous woman, a sinful woman. And the way of the strange woman is a way to hell and ultimately to death. So what Proverbs 7 and the wisdom in that from Solomon is telling you is, seek ye the commandments, bind them on your hands, keep them in the frontlets of your eyes, right? Keep them on your mind, the table of your heart. Keep it on that table daily. Because if you don't, you can walk like the one without understanding and end up in hell and in death. Y'all brothers got any more precepts?
Salakia. I have Job 28.
Khan, I'll get it for you.
All right, Khan, I don't want.
It's the book of Job, chapter 28, and verse 28. And it reads, and unto man he said, behold, the fear of the Lord, that is wisdom. But to depart from evil is understanding.
And Khan, I don't want. So what we see here, we see that this young man did not fear the Most High. Because if he feared the Most High, what would have came to his mind? The law, statutes, and commandments.
Exactly.
First and foremost, when you meditate on the laws day and night, departing from sin is fearing the Most High. You will know how to keep thy foot from that strange woman's mouth, from that strange woman's house. Why? Because the Most High direct the steps of a righteous man is ordered by the Lord. The Most High will right to a path. He will direct you the way that you're supposed to go. Why? Because you're tuned into him. You're tuned in with him. The law, statutes, and commandments keep you lined up and tuned in with the spirit of the Most High. For we walk not after the flesh, but after the spirit. We're supposed to be led by the spirit. And what is the spirit? And law. The law, statutes, and commandments. Christ said the words that he speaks is what? Spirit and life. The same word he spoke, the Most High spoke. What was that? The law, statutes, and commandments.
Walking right after this, what's in here, right? Opening up this and reading, seeking out of the book to understand, to learn the ways, right? Deuteronomy 20, I believe it's 27, and verse 26 tells us that curses every man that confirmeth not the law to do it, right? That's because it's a curse unto you to not know the ways of wisdom. Because what's going to happen? You're going to end up not knowing anything, void of understanding, a fool, and now you're going to walk into death. And you're not even going to know it's coming. And then once you see it coming, it's too late. You trapped, you caught in that thing. You have an incurable wound now. There's no way for you to be healed from this thing. That's a scary thing.
Salakia. So, what is the end of that young man, or the end of that man, period? Because wisdom cry forth day and night. She is standing up on a hilltop crying out, come to me, all ye that are simple, so that I can feed you the righteous acts, feed you the righteous things of the Most High, so that you can be filled up and built up in the spirit, so that you will learn what the fear of the Lord is, so that you will depart from evil on a daily basis. But if you refuse, what is the consequence? A wound that cannot be healed. And guess what's going to happen with wisdom? She is going to last.
It's where y'all want to find what the brother's going into, because he quoted a few precepts right there. You want to check out the book of Proverbs chapter 1 and verse 20 on down. That's where you can find that for you studious Studious. Well, our Most High willing, studious brothers and
I see. I'll give him that one. You said Proverbs 20,
Proverbs chapter 1 and verse 20 on down.
1 and 20.
Count on one.
Yeah, I'll give y'all that one. Y'all, you know what? Y'all got the Patreon. Y'all are studious if y'all got the Patreon. Y'all
God, I don't want.
I appreciate y'all. You know, just want to make sure this content's good and edifying for y'all and help y'all with y'all learning. You know, because I gotta push myself to study. Like I be quoting scriptures, and I gotta be like, where is that at? Push yourself, right? And I appreciate these newer brothers. You know, they've joined me in this camaraderie of trying to push ourselves to be better, because that's what it is in this truth, right? That's what we got to do. We got to be 1% better. So I'll give y'all this one, right? But y'all still got to go study and see those other ones. This is
God, I don't want.
chapter 1, right? And I'm gonna start at verse 20. Right? Wisdom crieth out with Salakia. Wisdom crieth without. She uttereth her voice in the streets. She crieth in the chief place of concourse, in the openings of the gates. In the city she uttereth her words, saying, how long, ye simple ones, will ye love simplicity? And the scorner delight in the scorning, and fools hate knowledge. Turn you at my reproof. Behold, I will pour out my spirit unto you. I will make known my words unto you. Right? So that's what it is, man. Wisdom, she wants to give herself to you, but you just gotta have to accept her, man. What do you think it is that brothers, and I'm not just mean brothers in SOT, but brothers in camps in general be doing? Where are we at? We're at the chief place of concourse. We be out in the highways, the byways, the places y'all be at, out partying, living your life, just being oblivious and simple. What really is crying out is wisdom when brothers go out to prophesy, go out to teach, go out to camp. That's what's really crying out there. That's wisdom crying out. But don't turn yourself out, wisdom, man, because wisdom wants to give herself unto you. You just have to accept it. Y'all, any of y'all brothers got any more points y'all want to bring out?
I think that might be.
I'll say one more point. I'll give him one more.
One more scripture.
Actually, I'm not going to give them that. I'm going to give them the chapter, but I want them to go read it.
Yeah, y'all go read the chapter, Doc.
It's chapter 6 in Sirach. Or for other brothers and sisters that don't know what that is the book of Ecclesiasticus. It's found in the Apocrypha. And it reads, you get down to a scripture and it reads, it talks about being bound in the fetters of wisdom, being chained by wisdom, right? So we see what the end result is when it comes to being caught by a snare from the lips or the words of a strange woman, right? And we see the end thereof is a wound that is uncurable, a wound that cannot be healed. Now, what is the opposite of that? When you get bound by wisdom and get caught up in understanding, right? That is honor and glory. What's that? Proverbs chapter 4. I'm gonna give you this one. I'm gonna give y'all this. Because I just don't want to say this. I actually want to read this one. This is
give them the scripture.
Book of Proverbs, chapter 4, verse 6 through 8. And it reads, forsake her not. This is talking about wisdom. Forsake her not, and she shall preserve thee. Love her, and she shall keep thee. Verse 7. Wisdom is the principal thing. Therefore, get wisdom. And with all thy getting, get understanding. This is the key. Exalt her, and she shall promote thee. She shall bring thee to honor. when thou doest embrace her. So we read in Proverbs chapter 7 on how to treat wisdom as a kinsman, as a sister. You want to build that relationship with wisdom just like a sister. Why? Because she's going to exalt you, promote you, because you made her the principal thing. You chose to uplift her and set her on high as a standard for your living, as a standard of your understanding, as a mark that you press towards so that you can one day attain that, right?
Precept. Well,
because in all thy getting is your understanding.
Kind. And this last precept, to your point, we're going to close it out. Right? Let me see. This book of Proverbs, chapter 3 and verse 13. Right? Happy is the man that findeth wisdom, and the man that gathereth understanding. Verse 14, for the merchandise of it is better than the merchandise of silver, and the gain thereof than fine gold. Right? So like Proverbs 7:1 told you, right? If you got to put it on the table of your heart, bind it around your hands, right? In the works of your doings, always do it with wisdom, right? And ultimately, instead of going the strange way, which ultimately is the ways of sin, iniquity, and death, go the way of wisdom, and you're gonna get gain. You're gonna get gold and riches, man. But I think the point has been made, Hakeem. We ain't gonna beat the dead horse. All praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Hashem Mashiach Yahushua.
All praises to the Most High.
It was edifying to the people. Right? And of course, I'm SOT-𐤉𤒄𐤄𝒉𝐄.
Soldier Nassim.
SOT-𐤉𤒄𤄉𤐄.
And Shalom, family. Shalom.
Shalom, family.